brought the rain back with me. Some of you, sorry. To others, you're welcome. To all of you, sweet little dreamers out there, with big bright eyes, so wide and the purest of hearts. Hi. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I've got mixed feelings about being back, actually. When I was leaving Monterey, the second the house was out of sight, I started crying, just bawling. But we've recovered, and we're back, and we'll make it work. I've returned to a mouse living in the house. He's been down here just nibbling on Hershey Kisses, leaving droppings all over the counter, sipping wine, doing other intimate things in the bed, maybe taking a bubble bath, I don't know. He's essentially been living the dream. And it's time for him to go. Pest control is coming tomorrow. That's not a threat. I'm not gonna kill him. But I'm gonna make sure his life isn't very comfortable here. You know, if we see each other in the hallway, I'm not gonna make eye contact with him. That's right. He'll feel weird. And I'll feel fantastic. In any case, I've been on TikTok recently, taking advantage of the auto caption that it has. And it's been fantastic, but TikTok also gifted the nnight show with our first troll. That's right. He said, all I took away from this is that guy isn't very good at math. I said, 604,800 seconds equals a lot. And that is a lot. The number of seconds in a week. And how many of those seconds did he spend trolling me and others on TikTok and maybe elsewhere? Probably in real life too. And it was upsetting at first, but I thought about it more and I thought, what is he going through that he felt it was necessary to troll me and those others? And I felt bad for him. You know, don't let those seconds slip away. It goes by fast enough as is. So, to him, if he's listening, get well soon. Feel better, please. But then it also got me thinking about what I was going to read this week, and I was saving this one for a special occasion like Valentine's Day or a birthday. And I thought, why wait for a special occasion when I could just create one? This week, we have a cautionary tale that takes place in the not-so-distant future. It's called Arcadia on 4th, or The Great Nothing. After we read that, we'll check in with a good buddy of mine, EMANUEL BORRIA. But I learned my lesson after the microsode last week, and we're going to take this inside to do the reading. So, yeah, everyone wind down, cuddle up, settle in, and enjoy. Welcome to nnight. Okay, this is much better, right? A lot cozier, that's for sure. And hopefully you can hear me better. It was brought to my attention that my mic stopped working outside. So you got a lot of rain and wind and sirens, but that's the wild world that we live in, and I really don't want to go redo it. Also, it's night now, and we've got stories to get to. This one is called Arcadia on 4th, or The Great Nothing. The name itself suggests its origins as well as its flawed ambitions. Let's start there then. Arcadia on 4th. It began as an idea, a destination, a utopia of casual luxury for the upper class. Arcadia meaning precisely that by definition, an idyllic vision of unspoiled wilderness, or a utopia in perfect harmony with nature derived from the Greek region of the same name. Only in this instance, Arcadia actually stemmed from the word arcade, as in a shopping arcade, which is a covered walk with stores along one or both sides. Simply, Arcadia on 4th was a store. To add the flair at the end of the word arcade was a decision arrived at rather whimsically by the owner in hopes of making the store sound fancier, which is to say, it was a cheap and misguided trick that, in spite of the unwitting owner, actually made perfect sense linguistically and proved to be very alluring to the general public. The on 4th in the name was meant quite literally. When it first opened for business, it was located within another store, buried in the back of the 3rd floor where a narrow flight of stairs led secretively to a low-ceilinged 4th floor of the building. Such humble beginnings for a store with such a grandiose name, Arcadia on 4th. One that arrests the imagination with thought of an incredible rise into the divine something, which historically comes with the possibility of an equally incredible fall. In its early days, Arcadia on 4th had a unique nonchalance about it that differentiated it from other stores of its kind. Other stores that sold ideas, that is. Ideas about elegance without pretension, about special membership to the aesthetic elite, about an exceptional class beyond the upper, which was reserved for a select few and which was offered admittance to only by invitation. You likely didn't know this exclusive opportunity even existed until the owner himself would coyly allude to it in conversation before dismissing himself into the back where he would watch you through a peephole. The truth is, it didn't exist. It was an illusion created by the owner of Arcadia on 4th with the grace of an artist and the desperation of a used car salesman. He was particularly skilled in this craft of selling self-importance and self-esteem, even going so far as to wrap it all invisibly in a notarized certificate that claimed to be deep and profound. What is art if you can't enjoy it? The owner would ask in one of his many well-rehearsed pitches. What is a rug if you can't watch a movie or fuck on it? What is an idea without the right person to carry it out? Then a slip of paper would fall from his sleeve at just the right moment, and he'd pretend to be embarrassed as he went to pick it up. So sorry, if you'll just excuse me. As he disappeared into the back, you'd play it over in your head. What was on that slip of paper? Did it contain something as life-changing as the words bottle it were to Coca-Cola in the late 1800s? Was it the final direction to the precise location of the fountain of youth? Was it the meaning of life? Meanwhile, with your thoughts duly preoccupied elsewhere, you found yourself taking out your checkbook. Yes, people still wrote checks back then, big ones. Pay to the order of Arcadia on 4th. The more you bought into the idea, the more it promised to give back, as is the case with any good con or proper pyramid scheme, and many people did buy into it. Enough that Arcadia on 4th quickly found a new spot across town on the 1st floor of their own building. Soon after, they took over the building next to that, and eventually they took over the whole block. Business was booming. What began as a unique nonchalance had developed then into a ghastly bravado and ultimately, hubris. The name Arcadia on 4th is synonymous with that of its owner, Jules Lawson. It was just him in the beginning, and it will be just him in the end. Yes, the end is coming. He would have been sure to write it into the business plan itself had there ever been one. Nonetheless, it is still true that the end was built into the beginning. Naturally then, the man responsible for the incredible rise of Arcadia on 4th into the divine something will also be accountable for its imminent fall into the great nothing. It will certainly be quick, but unfortunately no promises can be made about it being painless. Jules Lawson was raised in a small town in a rugged part of the country where he was instilled with old-fashioned morals to the point they became toxic. His body fought against them and won. He was determined to live life on his own terms, with morals a little looser than the norm, yet with a good heart that was bigger than most. It would be a full existence, wild and free and fucked up, in a fun way, like love itself. The city welcomed Jules warmly. He was handsome, charismatic, and funny. What he lacked in intelligence, he made up for with charm, warmth, and a silver tongue. People flocked to him. And where there were people in the city, there was a party, lavish and fickle, and also fucked up. Eventually, he would become like the party himself. It's important to note that Jules Lawson lacked in intelligence, not because it was obvious, but because he was acutely aware of it himself. And though he was not smart traditionally, he was certainly clever. He was adamant that no one would ever find him out, no matter what it took. Whenever conversation would start in the direction of his ignorance, he would redirect it with a cutting joke that always got a laugh. If conversation somehow landed right in the middle of his ignorance, he would resort to some flamboyant bit of physical comedy, like kicking over a chair in an absurd dance move and toppling over people down. Excuse me. After it. Please hold. As he stood up and composed himself, the subject just breached would have already disappeared completely, and the crisis was averted. It was this hyper self-awareness met with his boundless cunning that would cause his demise, his terrible habit of focusing on what he lacked in a blind devotion to hiding it from others. Intelligence, sure, as previously discussed, but wealth too, and all of the costly luxury items that are meant to show off that wealth. Watches, jackets, sweaters, bracelets, facials, facelifts, safaris in Africa, and banquets in Copenhagen. A second home across town that was left unoccupied. Nothing could ever be enough because nothing was ever acquired in truth. So much effort and energy, scheming, betrayal, and convoluted deceit just to live one big lie. How exhausting. If only Jules Lawson could have been content with what he did have, then perhaps things would have turned out differently. Perhaps his cautionary tale would not need to be told. Perhaps he would still be swarmed with people at yet another opulent party. Or at the very least, perhaps he would still have a party to attend. Instead, he's a party of one. Alone in a dim-lit room comprised of concrete and iron and very poor decor. It's his 60th birthday, and he has not received a single call nor a single visitor, nor will he. This was nothing like the incredible fall that history typically prefers for things with the kind of prestige that Arcadia on 4th once held in the eyes of the public. There were no grand gestures or blazes of glory. If the fall had made a sound, there wouldn't have been anyone there to hear it. They all left long ago in a fit of rage inspired by the store's owner. No, the end simply came. And by his own intricately flawed design, Jules Lawson had finally become what he loathed most. Inconsequential. The danger in selling ideas is that some are highly addictive, especially the type of ideas that Arcadia on 4th was selling, and especially in a city that seemed to devour them. And those addictions can often turn into disease, like the one Jules Lawson became infected with early on. As his status grew outwardly, the ideas ran rampant inwardly, coursing through his body like a violent cancer that slowly took over all 6 of his senses. First hearing, then sight, smell, touch, and then his taste. Then eventually, his thought. Once it reaches your brain, the likelihood of recovery is slim to none. It would take a miracle, and Jules Lawson had already spent all his over the years in manipulating the people around him, be it acquaintance, friend, lover, family, or foe, in order to make things appear as they never were, and make himself appear as he never was, and now will never be. After the high courts of karma made their ruling, the doors to Arcadia on 4th were closed for good on a brisk morning like any other in February. There was nothing special about it. The city bus barreled past and kicked up trash. Commuters did their makeup in their cars on their way to work. The newscaster on the radio related the day's events, tragedies, catastrophes, civil unrest, death tolls of a global pandemic, the hard numbers of an economic collapse, and an uplifting little story about an immigrant family being reunited. How nice. The world simply carried on as usual. As heartbreaking as Jules Lawson's existence had become, no one else had any idea. And that is Arcadia on 4th, or the Great Nothing. And that, if you can hear it behind me, is a little rave, party of one. Maybe 2 if the fucking mouse is over there. I don't know. Let's take a quick little sippy break, and then we're gonna check in with EMANUEL BORRIA. All right, we're gonna check in with EMANUEL BORRIA, who is a good buddy of mine and creative partner on a bunch of projects, including one called Go to Hell, which is a semi-finalist in a screenplay comedy competition right now, and he's set to be the lead in my next feature, The Other Moon. You've definitely seen him on TV in a bunch of shows and a million commercials, and he's just a fantastic human. So we're gonna check in and see how he is.
Hello?
Hey, girl, what's up?
Oh, hey, man.
Is Manny B, baby?
Hang on a second, let me get it.
Hmm.
Hey, boy. It's Fred. Hello?
Yoo-hoo!
Yoo-hoo, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel,
Emmanuel.
what's up, man?
You know, just mundane, man. Just fold some laundry over here. Nothing too exciting.
Dude, a break from your busy life to peacefully fold some laundry sounds actually dope.
You know, I'm not a big fan of folding laundry. In my opinion, we're excessive about our loads. What I don't mind, though, is hand washing dishes. That I could do all day long.
Even though y'all actually have a dishwasher? Wait, why doesn't
Hand washing, I don't know what it is.
why doesn't Birdie hire someone to do all that stuff at this point?
She would love that. She would love to live in a mansion. She reminds me all the time. We just don't have enough space.
Yeah, I get it. Well, new year, you know, things can change
Yeah, and they do.
quickly.
That's the one constant thing in life, right?
It is. So, look, we're on the nnight show right now. I gave you a heads up, but can I just get a verbal consent for the audience, please, and for the legal team, Birdie's legal team, if they come after me?
You have my consent in perpetuity.
Okay.
For all things. Everything in my life, really. You have me.
Ooh, thank you.
I'm yours.
Thank you.
How's
Great.
your,
Well, great.
How's your story?
It was nice. We moved inside tonight. I'd done a little micro episode out in the rain when I was still up in Monterey, and it's kind of a disaster. So with the rain here, I decided to move it indoors. We got a candle on, some lamps. The neighbors got some gentle rave music bumping through the walls. So it's something. It's a vibe. Yeah. So I don't know if you've watched any of this stuff yet, but basically this is the check-in section. We're checking in with you. I kind of want to make it a thing about gratitude, and so I thought I might share with you a moment that I'm especially grateful for with you. Yeah, when I was releasing Enjoy, we were just going over to hang out, and I got over and you guys like had a tiny baby party set up to celebrate the book, which was very unexpected, and it's a good descriptor of the type of person you are. You've always made me feel special as a friend, which I appreciate, and yeah, just the little shit like that has been so great. And then the other, I mentioned Go to Hell in your intro before calling you, which I didn't give away the thing, but I did say like we're waiting on the next round, see if we make it, whatever. But that writing experience is actually the most fun I've ever had writing. When you would come over to my place in Koreatown.
Dude, I had a great time. That was the first time I did anything like that. Yeah, that was a real special experience. But I'll say this too about that shindig we threw you.
Yeah.
Secret one.
Yeah.
Well, you know how I feel about you. I'm so proud of you, man. You're one of the most talented people I've ever met, and call my friend. And that was, just a small way of showing you, because that was our family way of saying, we see you, and we you got the goods, and that was an exciting time. So.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, and writing script, brother, that was. We still have such a journey ahead of us in regards to that project, but
yeah,
that was a real special engagement we had going there.
It was, dude. Some of my favorite shit.
A lot of laughter. A lot of laughter. It was
really
a fun collaborative way of writing. We came across beats. We would act it out. We would kind of talk about it, and then you would just dive in and like crank out 15 pages in front of my face, and I just didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I told you I wanted that thing. I remember you first telling me about the idea that you had for the script when we were at the birthday party. There was a bounce house.
Some bouncing.
Yeah, in a driveway in Hollywood, and you told me the title and gave me the quick pitch of it. I was like, fuck, I can see it on a billboard already. And then after I left the party, I called you immediately. I was like, dude, I want to crack at this.
So happy to hear that you had been thinking about it since. I was like, I knew at that point, because I just finished watching Madness Farewell. And up until then, really, I didn't know to the extent, you meet so many people, and I have so many friends that are in the business and doing stuff, but I didn't realize just how talented you were just across the board until after I saw that. And I just was like, oh my God, this is really incredible. And I say it all the time, man, but I think, Hollywood's just been sleeping on you. And it's time for them to get their shit together, you know what I mean?
Well, hell, man, if they're gonna be sleeping on me, if they're that tired, I want to be the one to tuck them into bed.
Yeah.
Read them a sweet little bedtime story. Say night. So here we are. That's what brings us here, I suppose.
I mean,
one of a million things.
It'd be a fun survey to throw out there to your viewers. Like, how many of them immediately after you sign off just drift off to dreamland? I imagine some people they just click and they might not even finish clicking off, and they're just asleep.
Yeah.
Cozy.
Yeah. I'd like to think they make it through the phone call, of course the story, and then maybe that lullaby at the end that takes us out. Maybe that's when they drift.
Once that music kicks on,
it's time.
Yeah. I feel it. Yeah, I'm caught up, by the way. I'm waiting for new content. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, get ready. It's coming. Every Wednesday, baby. Every Wednesday. I'm gonna text you after this. I need some links from you to put in the description below. But talk me. What do you have out right now that we can see? Are you in some commercials? What are we plugging?
Yeah, I got some things that came out. I had on the TV front. I had an appearance on The L Word on Showtime that just came out on last week's episode.
Tune in.
And popped in there playing an agent at CAA. So.
Excellent. I'm looking for representation.
Yeah, I know, and I thought about you because I was a literary agent, so it should have given you a call.
Love it.
But that's there, and then I had a few KFC spots that just came out.
Ooh. For any specials?
You get some pot pies right now for $5.
How much?
For $5.
For a pot pie.
It's finger looking good, veg.
Is that a whole piece or the whole?
You get a whole bowl of it.
Oh my dear.
Let me just tell you, after
At where? KFC?
Count the amounts of it, yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, after I count those bites of it, I can tell you, some goodness going on there.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting. There's a couple other things that are coming out. I'm working Birdie on a Disney spot that hopefully will make its way out soon.
Damn.
Fun. A Downey spot that was fun.
Yeah.
You know, just yeah. and then I pop into a Disney show in about 4 or 5 weeks, which was a real trip.
Dude, you're one busy boy.
And it was good, you know. Those things are coming down the pipeline. I'm trying to stay active.
I love it. The last time we actually saw each other was at the screening, the Fabelmans, right?
Yep.
Has life turned upside down since that, or has anything changed at all for you, or Birdie, or the household? What's happening with that?
Well, I mean, everybody's seeing it, so you know the response has been awesome because we're getting, like, Birdie's getting messages from all around. People who are enjoying it, and enjoying her performance.
Yeah.
And I mean, as far as like huge opportunities that came out, she definitely had some opportunities that came right after that may or may not have been linked to it. In fact, one of the cast characters did say that they just saw her on the movie, so you never know. And then it still has a journey too, and she just signed with a new manager, so that's also been creating new opportunities.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't know, but the real amazing thing about the whole thing, the whole experience there, is that Birdie has a close relationship with not just like Steven Spielberg, where she has met with him since shooting. They were at his office a few weeks ago having a powwow.
Mm-hmm.
When brought him a Hanukkah gift, and so she has this friendship with him, and with Steven Spielberg's younger sister,
The one she played.
Who she played in the movie, yes.
Right.
They have actually a pretty tight-knit relationship. So it's pretty amazing like that. That is something that's coming.
That's so wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. It still blows my mind.
More than the KFC Popeye?
A little bit more.
All right.
Yeah.
I just had to check in and see where your heart was at, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try the Popeye.
But we should also watch the Fabelmans, I imagine.
Yeah, no, I love it. And, and I'm not worried about Birdie. She's so talented. Like, it's, her, she's gonna stay busy so long as she wants to stay busy.
Yeah.
She'll keep doing this. She's gonna, I have no doubt that she's just gonna have a lot of really amazing opportunities come her way.
Yeah. And
she's coming back from set right now. She's shooting something right now.
Jeez.
She's like, I'll fight it.
In this rain?
In this rain, yeah. I guess the whole production had to shift around because they had an outdoor sequence they were trying to knock out, but it couldn't happen.
Well, goddamn. Good for her. Good for you.
Thanks, man.
The Borrias are killing it, honestly. I'm excited to see what all of y'all do. And I'm excited for our projects to take off and do some stuff this year.
Me too. Really. I'm a sucker for New Year's resolutions and just the fresh start on everything. It does trigger something in me. And,
Yeah.
And I'm just looking forward to everything, man. We got a lot of fun stuff on the burner. Even things in the back burner that are gonna be. It's just a lot going on, and we have some fun memories coming our way.
I'm very excited, and I'm also very tired at this precise moment. I gotta tuck myself in and put this show to bed for the evening. You got any last sweet nothings you want to whisper into my ear?
Wow, that's fishing. Wow. You're nice. You're a nice person.
That's all I needed.
Get along with, and your hair is not. Did you run your fingers through your hair tonight?
Are you fucking watching me right now, dude?
Okay, that's what.
Where are you?
I'm there. You just saw me.
You got a fucking spy cam on the mouse that moved in?
I need a raincoat. It's cold out here.
I gotta go. But I love you so much. Thanks for taking the call. And
thank you for bringing me here with you right now.
hell yeah, we gotta check in person soon.
Most definitely.
All right. Yes. Yeah. Yes. All right, buddy. Love you. I'll talk to you soon. All right. You too. Night. And that is Sweet Manny B, EMANUEL Borria. He'll always cheer you up. Wow. What a time. And the rain's still coming down. The rave has cooled it a little bit. But I think it is time to call it. Time to pull those covers up and go night-night. So thank you again for coming, and sweet dreams, and night-night.